Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to cover how to simplify cube roots using prime factorization. So let's jump into number 1 where we have the cube root of 48. Now 48 is not a perfect cube, so we're not going to get a nice clean cut whole number for our answer. But we can simplify this cube root. We can break it down, so to speak. We're going to do this by using the prime factorization of 48 to pull out any cube roots of perfect cubes. So let's start with the prime factorization of 48. We need to break this down until we only have prime factors. Now there are different paths to take in order to get the prime factors. But in the end, no matter what path you take, you'll get to keep the same prime factors. So, something to keep in mind. Let's come to the side here and take a look at the prime factorization of 48. So, let's start right over here. 48. I'm going to start with the factors of 2 and 24, like this. 2 and 24. Now 2 is already primed, so, I'm sorry, 2 is already primed, so we're gonna go through breaking down the 24. So, let's use the factor of 2 and 12. Again, 2 is already primed, so we're gonna break down this 12. Let's use the factor of 2 and 6. 2 is already primed, so we're gonna break down the 6 one more time, this and 3, and now the 2 and the 3 are primed. So what we do now is, now that we have the prime factorization of 48, we can rewrite the cube root of 48 with these factors. We can rewrite this as the cube root of, let's do it a bit more to the left, the cube root of 2 times 2. Let's use a dot for this one. This also means times, a dot. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Let's stretch this out a bit. So, this is still equivalent to 48, so we're not changing the value of anything. Now we need to find prime factors in groups of 3. We have 3 right here, which makes a perfect cube. The 2 cubed is 8. So, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So let's pull out a 2 right here. So we end up with the cube root of 2. My bad, guys. So if we pull out the 2, we are going to get 2 times the cube root of 2 times 3, because we pulled this one out of the cube root of 8. So now we have this, we can't simplify it anymore, so let's start multiplying. So we have 2 times the cube root of 2 times 3, and we can just multiply the 2 times the 3. So we end up with 6. So our final answer will be 2 times the cube root of 6. This will be our final answer, but to simplify cube roots using prime factorization for the first example. So let's take this to the side a bit, right here, and let's start with the second example. So let's go on to the second example. We have the cube root of 250. So let's break this down together and simplify the cube root using the prime factorization again. So we need to take a look at the prime factorization of 250. I'm going to start with the factors 2 and, oh, sorry, let's go to the side here a bit and take the 250, and I'm going to start with the factors 2 and 125, like this. So 2 is prime, so we're done with that, and we're gonna break down the 125 again. So let's use the factors of 5, 5, and 25. So 5 is already primed, 25 isn't, so we're going to break this down one more time. Again, let's use the factors 5, and we will get 5 here as well. So both 5's are primed, so we can now rewrite our cube root. So let's begin rewriting our cube root. So we can rewrite this as the cube root of 2 times 5 times 5 times 5. So now we need to find factors in groups of 3. As we can see, we have 3 5's here, which creates a perfect cube. 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125, and the cube root of 125 is 5. So we're going to take 1 5 out of the 5's and rewrite further. So then we get this 5 times the cube root of 2. Now we can't break this down any further, we can't simplify this down any further, so this will be our final simplified answer. So I find this method pretty complicating if you're doing it for the first time, so I would just do the other way. I have also made a video about, so you can watch that video in order to do this in the other way, or you can also just use this one, but I find the other way to be more simple and to be more faster. So that was basically it. We have done our 2 examples of simplifying the 2 examples using the prime factorization. And if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You can always ask something in the comments if you'd like. And this was Mr. Mathz, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.